The online store is open. We have all of the specialty tools, supplies, consumables to make the repairs on your projects go fast and easy. The link is in the description. Hey, this is Robert here at Goozy Fabrication. This is for my DIY guys and gals out there working at home. Mustang II suspension, fast, cheap, and easy. Already have the motor and transmission out, and we are proceeding to get this old I-beam front suspension out of the way. Now, if you haven't been following, this is a recap of last week. I did a video where I boxed the frame rails, got everything prepped so that we could install the Mustang II suspension. Now, the link is in the description, and this is that video. Go back, check it out, get up to speed. Already laid out all of our components. This is what we're going to be installing today. IFS independent front suspension, and this is a Mustang II type. Huge upgrade over the I-beam suspension. Okay, so we've already leveled out our frame at 2 degrees rake, and we've leveled it side to side also. That's super important. That's going to allow us to put our cross member at 0, make life a lot easier. Marking out our reference points. You've seen the diagram. Now we're going to go with the measurements that they're given. We're going to tack all this into place, and we're going to install the entire front end and put wheels and tires on this just to make sure before we weld everything. Just want to throw that out there to you. Done that before and followed the instructions, and there was an issue, big problem. Yeah, just do it that way. Your life will be easier. Okay, laying out the center line mark of the cross member. Now, this cross member is what our suspension, our lower control arms are going to be hung off of, and our steering rack. So we need to know the very center of it so we can center it up on the two lines, or the lines that we just made on the frame. And we're just going to transfer that to the top. And then all we have to do is line those lines up, and everything should be good as long as it's leveled out and degreed out to the right degree. Okay, getting that thing into place. Like I mentioned, we set our frame at 2 degrees because that's the rake you want, and 0 on that. Now we're just going to tack that into place. Like I mentioned, we don't want to fully weld it. You can if you want to, but yeah, we're going to assemble this thing before we fully weld anything. And we're putting a complete 4-link suspension in the rear of this truck. So we just want to follow the right procedure, do things correctly. We don't want to have to cut things off and start over. Okay, lower control arm. Now everything's going to go off of this point. Where we place the top hats, going to follow directly in line. And now our reference marks are kind of just secondary because everything should line up with this top hat, starting with the shock. Now, if that was off, you want to stop, you're going to have an issue. You want to figure out what that is. And mocking up the upper control arm. And at this point, we're just mocking everything into place, making sure our alignments are correct, our measurements are correct. This is not the final assembly. And we have great side-to-side movement. Okay, our spindle assembly with brake. It's getting installed now. And this is another thing. If you alter the suspension in your vehicle, You can't just run it down to any place to have the front end aligned. You have to search out somebody, a hot rod shop that has connections to a person that is very knowledgeable about front end geometry to get this aligned. And that's another problem I see people run into. Yeah, they run it down to Brakes Plus or something. That ain't going to work. All right, steering rack. Let's get these tie rod ends spun into place. Once the lower cross member and the top hats are in the right position, man, everything else just falls into place. That's where you want to spend your time, making sure those things are correct. Then everything else is like dominoes. It's going to fall right into place. And there that is. Now the tie rod ends, you just want to set them where you think the wheels look straight. Okay, sway bar. Now we opted for the front sway bar kit. This part's a little tricky. This is the best way that I found, easiest way that I found to do it. Stick that thing in a vise. You want to take care not to tear the tear that insulator, and then just use a lot of WD-40 or whatever type of lubricant you're going to use. Wiggle that thing into place. Now, even though we're mocking this thing up, you're going to want to use anti-seize on these bolts, on all of the sway bar bolts. And I will show you something you really want to pay attention to. Just a second. Okay, now this bolt that's going to go into that lower control arm, like I said, anti-seize. Take your time, because if the threads get messed up in this one, because that's a bung, they've sank into that lower control arm. If there's a mistake on that, oof, yeah, you got a problem. And assemble these heim joints. There's two of them, and that's what connects the lower control arm to the sway bar. You don't want to connect them first. It'll be a lot easier this way. And this is a really good suspension upgrade, and you can definitely do this at home in your own garage. That's part of the reason why I'm laying everything out. You follow the instructions first that they give you, and then you can watch a video, my video, and there's a lot of videos on Mustang II installs. Watch those. You can get this done, because the goal is for you to do these things yourself. You can save a ton of money and have the knowledge that you did this with your own two hands. And we're going to get that started carefully. Yeah, we don't want to damage the threads going into the sway bar either, man. What a nightmare that'd be. And these are fine thread bolts. I'm just going to slowly run that down. Now, we didn't install the coil springs because there's really no need to at this point. And that's how fast and easy this installation is. And we've got a little steering joint on there, rack and pinion installed, sway bar installed. All of our lines are lined up. Everything looks good. Measurements are right with the instructions. Now, when we set it on the ground, I'm just going to make a little stand-in place of the shock, because I really don't want to install the springs, uninstall them, then reinstall them. And here's a look at what we've done. And with this kit, other kits I've had to C-notch that frame so that the rack and pinion, it's set higher in the cradle, but not with this one. This one's super fast, super easy. Really nice, thoughtful laid out kit. And like I said, prepping you next week, 4-link installation on the rear of this 59 Ford F100. You always want to go with a nice quality kit too. Yeah, don't cheap out because, man, you can run into a lot of issues. Big shout out to all my followers, supporters. Go check out the online store. We're adding stuff daily. Like, subscribe, leave comments, and as always, thank you for watching.